Hello and welcome. Now that this is, literally the map maker stopped by yesterday, the YouTube channel, and left a comment. And it was what I said, really, but not exactly what I said. Basically, due to the way that the map maker's done so much, he has, if you use any additional fill types whatsoever, which I do, and I've even eyed me doing my own version of it, it basically breaks the map, which it may have said it. I'm not saying we weren't warned or anything like that. It's just I'm not used to that, and also I've got the additional fill types mod that also will break the map. So it's got too much going on already of its own stuff. So therefore, due to that, if we want the iron ore to work, now I'm thinking deeply within myself, if I'm honest, that obviously I would have to then use the business that we've already tried. No, I'm not being nasty to DTAPGAMING, but I couldn't make any profit. The loss was too heavy for me to make profits on that. It was almost like, well, why am I even bothering doing this? You know, the iron was okay, but some of the other stuff, the stone, the processors, although you get given a lot of this, the processors, it was sort of quite, you've got to really graft to make very little profit. Now, because some of the things like the stone itself was, well, given to you basically, and the iron obviously now that was not given to you, but the mass of it, how much iron you get given, as you can see, it's like an absolute, well, not the way in all of this is, there are tons and tons and tons of it. So from the map maker's perspective, you're given a lot, but you're gonna have to shift a lot. It's worse than sugar, where the sheer mass of it. So I am sort of deliberating, well, do I do the iron? It's a shame because I've made a mod for doing the iron, but the bottom line is this will indeed look like iron, but is already broken, and it really is just barley now. Yeah, and I was going to actually do a converter, and I was convert it to iron, but its iron is broken. Basically, the game will only see barley because it's broken, because there are too many field types now, unique field types. Also, it presents a problem to me because most of my mods are additional field types. This is the only map I've ever known where this is the first map that I've ever faced this kind of problem. So it's a bit of a, I mean, I've made the window business deliberately for this game. And if I did my field types and I knew the name that the map maker had actually used, I could actually copy that and I wouldn't break the map. That would be the best way of doing it, really, because I mean we can see that I've actually got it, and it does actually understand the iron ore, but obviously the iron ore is now broken, so although it sees the right icon, it'll never ever grab this because the map is broken due to the fact we've got the additional field types. So it leaves me with a bit of a quandary of, do we do the iron? Which then means that we're not doing the it basically would mean that all we've done is broken the iron, which if we go back to DTAPGAMING's iron thing, now I personally found it tough. So if I'm only losing that I already did early on, well, we were about to go to the iron, I'm not sure that, or am I getting it mixed up with his other business? No, it was the window business. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, we had but did we break the sand as well? I'm trying to think back to why did we pull out? I know the profit was terrible, but did we actually? No, it was the glass. Yeah, it was at Glasgow about. Yeah, it was Glasgow about it. We did do it, and we did. Yeah, it would have been 45,000 profit that we spent. Obviously, we bought the thing. There was a lot of graft went in it, but very little profit. And that I did the maths afterwards, and I was right. It really was not. I'm not willing to slog for that what I mean is, as any other business, as much as I always like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I played Rogue River Valley. That was the opposite of this. Now, Rogue River Valley gave you businesses or amounts of stuff that really made you profit. I mean, I was a millionaire overnight, and that too was too much. But to have a business where you like, you're really grafting hard and not being reimbursed for it, you're basically saying, well, this is a bad business. Well, I don't want a bad business. So I am sort of, we're at a quandary. Do we just crack on and do standard farming? What I mean is, I can play with a broken map. Everything else will be okay. I could also, I suppose, could we do something without the iron? Like, right. Basically, a production will do whatever you tell it to do. So the only reason that this can't work, because we've got iron ore, but we don't need to use iron to make metal rods. I know we do, but what I mean is the game doesn't have to do that. I can make metal rods from... What we could do is we could say that this is stone too, the same as that, and then we have to bring in high costs, which really is the iron. I just don't know how I can do this, but it's sort of, the realism element is a bit right. Okay, and the other thing I've got to do is I would need to make a new map if we were going to do this properly. But I am now wondering, well, do I? All I've broken is the iron ore. Yeah, because the other business we saw was working fine. This one also will have broken. The woodchip production has also broken the thing, because it's, again, additional field types. So this also has broken. It's quite a tricky sort of thing that the map maker's done. Now this is the perfect for the doing the, well, it was perfect, but yeah, we're now doing it with the other thing, aren't we? The lorry. Where is the lorry? Let's have a look for the lorry. Have we taken the lorry down there? Pleased to say no. Oh, we did as well. No, we got only one. Oh, no. The other one's down there. I remember. And this is what we want. Yeah, so I'm now wondering, after it's amazing. Honestly, I came in here with a different set of criteria that I was going to do. And then now that I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, well, do we? Because honestly, I don't want to go back to that business. I just don't. So if that means the iron's gone, then the iron's gone, is the way I would look at it. It's just, yeah, I'm happy that the iron's gone if I've only got to have that glass business that we had before, because the business was not sound. Sorry, DTAP, but it's a really... it is one of those things. I mean, there are lots of modders that do it too. I'm not having a go at DTAP. You've got business, any kind of business, even in real life, it's got to be profitable. If you sort of saddle yourself up with a business that's lousy, get out. You know what I mean? It is like that. But if you, I mean, don't get me wrong, some businesses are, if you're... I'm not a greedy person in real life, as in, like, I mean, I've done some really low-grade businesses that I was quite happy with. And I was happy with a lot of... Yeah, in fact, actually, yeah, I suppose the best analogy I can use... I worked for education for about 15 years as a computer, an IT manager, a network manager, but some of that time I was a computer engineer before they recognised the fact that I was actually managing the network, and they actually paid me paid me better. If anybody who works for education realises that there's no way that you're being paid correctly, because they can't afford to. Right, so it should be left. Oh, that is a point. Let's just check that it's still... Is it still left? It's switch. Let's have a look. No. Oh, of all the ones I had to press the wrong one. So show loading position is that one. Right, yeah, we want that. That's right. And then we want to start show unloading position is that one. Right, yeah, that's right. So that we're happy. So B is okay, and I'll switch everything off this time. So got machine. So the one thing we've got to do, but there's no real rush for this now, but there is, because I did actually, I was honest with DTAP as well. I basically said, look, you know, I've got to be honest about one thing, and that is the fact that your American long grass, it might be authentic, but it presents problems for like logging. Aha, I see you. I see you. Yes. So, I was honest. It is true. I mean, even this is like short. Even this, as short as it is, it's long. You know, for like what we're trying to do. Has this actually grown at all? As in, like, this doesn't look like it did before. Now, is that going to get that? Yeah. Ooh, wow. Why did you take so long to... I usually crawl. I think I'm being faster. It's, yeah. I need to, like, be... No, that, you can't grab that one. It doesn't grab the like the limbed ones, which is useful to know. I didn't realise that. It has to be delimbed. So we will manually grab those other ones and see. I would like to test to see if a... Oh, I'm surprised at that. I wasn't that fast. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to really crawl very slowly to make this grab. I do know. We just saw the loading position. Has that changed or something? Because we saw the loading position was... Oh, it has changed. So why? Rotate unloading position, keypad 0. Ah. No, we do want that. That's fine. So, I'd switch pile to numpad dot. Right. So it switched itself then, because we never pressed dot. Right, start unload, switch auto load to right. No, we don't any of that. Shift unloading, resize unload. Ooh, control numpad plus. It doesn't show yet, does it? At all. So change number of piles 2, max 6 meters. AL hold switch pile 1. Right, so that should be right now. Have we actually moved the... No, we've just done that. That's right. And that's... Where is the loading position? Is that one? No, that is right. And we want to hide that. That... Okay, so no, it's just left. It doesn't really care. Right, okay, so that's good. Should be good. It is true, though. It does switch itself. Yeah, that's better. I did think that was a bit odd. That I've never seen it do that before. Right, so we're doing logging. That we're staying on, and we've broken them out. I'm happy with that. As in, like, so we're pulling out the iron business, which means we've really got a lot of wasted stuff, doesn't it? So we may as well sell that. Yeah, because we've got too much that's additional field types. We've already invested in that other business and we've started it. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not prepared to like not do that. It's just not fair. We've already like made a commitment. And I've got to be honest, I did try DTAPGAMING to begin with. I was like trying to, you know, do what the map maker doesn't like, that little tiny one. Right, okay, so there's bits and bobs that we're going to have to manually grab, which I'm quite happy. Ooh, oh, that's a bit of a lousy. Right, okay. Ooh, this is where the most... Yeah, so this is where we're going to get quite a few... Yeah, there's a lot of, like... Tree stumps is the word I'm looking for. It is. Right, I'm going to go into a time lapse, so we're going to, like, do this in earnest. And I will be better if I can concentrate. Because, again, logging's not something I do all the time. Again, I think I've really knocked the rust off that. Yeah, I'm going to say I'm not worried about the logging. And I did that. I really enjoyed using that bit of kit. Yeah, I was really in the zone. I think we did it fairly quickly, really, all things considered. Yeah, there's a load here. So I'm going to say my words. Let's get cracking. Yeah, so, again... I can show the iron ore. We could actually even do just the iron ore, as in, like, you know, like another let's play where we do. But I've got to be honest, again, I'm going to break the map because I can't use that business. I just, no, I'm not willing to. It's, unless DTAP change the recipe, a 90% loss is too much. It really is. So yeah, that one's definitely right. So that means the one thing I'm going to say though is we do need to use the orangey thing and like get rid of the. It's very, very temperamental. Yeah, I mean that's just too much, Giants. It really is. I'd sooner smash the log to pieces than like have to like. It's not even right. Yeah, the orange. I mean, like I have to be for that. My orange to be there. I have to be there, but it wants you to be right next to it, like with your. Yeah, and the orange thing is then a mile away. It's alright with the bigger logs. Yeah, it's that orangey thing that does all the work, but it's not. So yeah, it's rubbish. Right, like I am also made mention of this on. Being as this one is the one that is being aired the most, I am seriously considering switching precision farming off because it's still not right. It's like saying that you know, you do your precision farming, you do your liming, and it's all done, and like your limer does your liming, and then you walk on the field and it says that it's rubbish, and I'm like, huh? We just like spent. I would prefer to play base game now with fertilise once than I would to play precision farming that's still, after all of these updates and all of these things, it's still, if that's what Giants thinks has finished, then I'm not working. There's no benefit to playing precision farming. It leaves you in a worse state. The only benefit that, well, yeah, there is a sort of a benefit still, but I think we're nearly finished. But we'll do a couple of extra because we are losing a bit of storage space with the way that we do this. So. Might auto change though. It shouldn't do though. Yeah, just a couple more and then I think I'm happy. Otherwise it starts toppling as well. Yeah, the physics are a bit, always have been a bit heavy up the top. Actually, it switched itself. Yeah, it's gone to the back. So we need to like go show. Yeah, that's right. It's the dot one. We need to show it though, which is that one. Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. And we need to switch it off now, otherwise it will cause issues. Like so, yeah, we've done that. Brilliant. So it looks like we are, whilst we can see the logs before the American longgrass grows again, we're gonna like, ooh, got loads of these. All right, smashing. Let's get this done. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back into that time lapse. We're gonna get some work done. So I'm gonna see you guys and gals on the other side. Yeah, I didn't really explain that terribly well. That's the trouble, you know. I like explain it, but I mean, I obviously I'm a little bit upset about it. If I'm honest, I like precision farming, but there's only so much patience, and I've also got the history of Giant software in my mind all the way through FS22. Now I played FS19. I've got to be honest. Of the two games, Giants played it differently. Yeah, the FS19 became. I mean, it was a shambles at the beginning. I remember FS19 like looking on YouTube at Mr. Sealy P, Dagger Win, and they were really a shambles. There was a real mess on the day of release. There were lots of features that went wrong, and I've got to be honest, those poor partners that had stuck their head out and limb and got early access. I'm not sure that they really wanted early access because it really was a shambles, but they did it, and they were very professional over it. Very professional. But you could see the warts and all, and they were trying their best. They're not like me. None of them would like say, "Oh, this is ridiculous," because the partners and like Giants of like they're on your side. You know, that's the premise. Whereas I'm not on anyone's side. I want to be on anyone's side. I want to be like balanced, and I can never be balanced if I've been bought by Giants, as in their eyes, where they've given me a leg up, and so therefore they expect something in return for me to like say, oh yeah, this is fine, which the partners were all sort of saying. I mean, they weren't like saying that nothing was wrong, but they were like saying this will be fixed shortly and all this type of stuff, which yeah, that and I've got to be honest, Giants did for the main fix. I love that. I mean, that's got a very generous like grab of your woods. Yeah, some of the ones haven't. Yeah, so it's FS19. In the end, it was a polished bit of thing. Now, don't get me wrong, the game was not as good as FS22. What I mean is by that is it was not as beautiful, and the feature set was more in FS22. But FS19 worked. FS22 never worked properly. Never. Productions were always a bit strange. I noticed this myself, and the same strangeness I see on FS25, where productions, you've got modders making production control and things like this because productions don't work properly, and that's my point. Yeah, productions do weird things, and that's down to Giant software. Why haven't Giants fixed the productions? Because they're happy that they do everything that they do. Well, that's not really right, because they're not really good. Yeah, I know this myself from making productions, that they do screwy things and send stuff when you're not switching them on. And I mean, all I'm doing is following a model that Giants have set by the game, and you know, and following the same model as they did in FS22 with production silos, and they are a bit screwy, which is why I don't think Giants are allowing any production silos in, because I put mine in very early and they didn't allow it. You know, there was a no. And they haven't allowed anyone else's either. So in my defence, it's not about that's really is annoying everybody, isn't it? I mean, that being. Why though? It's only, yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's pull it out of the way. Yeah, it's a shame. So yeah, I'm unsure. I mean, we've got equipment to die for on the map, and that's why I'm saying I'm not like going to cut the run short, because to me this is it's a stunning. I did say that to DTAP. I was honest. I said, well, yeah, the American long grass. I could do without it. Honest, it's really not. Yeah, it's. I mean, there are enough. Logging is quite a tricky. You do make a lot of profit. We all know that, but you only make a lot of profit a bit like sugar, through sheer graft, and there's a lot of aspects to doing logging to actually make that work. Now, are you happy with that, or is this seriously all the way back over here? It's like bothering you. Why? Yeah, it is. It's already logging, and even with the short grass, that's what I'm saying. Even with this standard short grass, or the American long grass, as short as it is at present, it's still. I mean, I can see clearly it's good enough now that I can actually manage to do this properly. But without this, that's it. We've got rid of them. Yeah, we'd have a monster pile of like trucks all the way down there. It's been bugging me for like a couple of sessions. So let's switch this back on. We're going left side, so we're not going to get that one on the right until we come back. Right, so then actually what we're going to do is we're going to hook back on these set here and clean up methodically, I think. So we're going to do this pile and that pile and get rid of some of these logs. Right, it's on. Fantastic. It's got a fairly decent thing as well. Does it grab the one that you're rolling on? It does actually, don't care. Wow. Let's grab you. Yeah, so really then, to work to this to its best, you should cut 6 meters. Yeah. So it would be the 15 or longer that would be the one we would want properly to actually do this right. Should be able to get those 3. Fantastic. Then we'll go through this little lot and probably not quite manage it all. Yeah, we ought to stick those on so they don't wander. Yeah, so all things considered, obviously, yeah, look, it's quite a big ask that sort of DTAP is doing, and only to gain that one, the business with the metal that I've already done, that I could see even whether it was broken or not, that I could see that really it wasn't. So it's switched to the back now, isn't it? So we want to switch. It's just annoying, this switching on or off thing, and then that's it. And we want to press B again, and it'll switch it off straight away. So we're going to leave that visible. It's switched itself back already. So let's switch that off again and change. No, it's change. Is that one? Let's hide it again. Yeah, I'm being silly. Yeah, when I'm in the habit of like doing this type of thing, it's automatic. Yeah. Right, okay, we lost a log. I'm not worried, we've got plenty. Yeah, it's messy, I agree, but it's going to get the job done. And it's speed. Yeah, I mean, there's no perfect way of even with automatic. I've got to be honest, what I tended to do, and this is something that has improved since FS19, the one thing that was a nightmare. Now, I was playing on a hilly map, Sudbury Meadows, the first area of logging was hilly. Now that for FS19 was a nightmare. You'd got to crawl because they were. If you went high like this, you were gonna topple. It was a guarantee that you were gonna topple. You'd have to crawl around at 1 mile an hour to not topple. So that's something that's improved. I think this type of physics, the high physics, has got better. If you put your booms up on the telehandler in FS19 and you moved, you're gonna like topple because it read it that your position, you know, like it just like wanted you to topple all the time. If you were like moving with your boom up, it like read it like a bit too much. Now the giants have worked on the physics. The physics is not too terrible. I mean, it's not perfect, and I think it'll be difficult to get it because real physics is very complex, whereas giants are trying to build on a set of rules that they've already done, where physics probably has like lots of sets of rules, and giants are like, you know, trying to muscle in on that and make a set of rules. Well, physics is a big thing with so many rules. It's unbelievable. There's so many systems with organized rules for it to work where it works in a scientific, methodical method all of the time. It works to a set of rules. Yeah, it's true, and they don't change. Ooh. Okay, that's the first time I haven't actually taken those off, isn't it? Yeah, I've been good. I'm chatting. I'm chatting. It's always that way. And let's back a little. Oh, okay. I'm out a long way though. I am. That's not me. That's me like being way too far out. I should be much closer. And then I think it wouldn't care. It always was a bit funny with you having them when they were high anyway. I strapped it, so if there's any problems this time, it's down to me, like strapping. Yeah. And they were also on the edge of the detection bit. Right, so how much have we got in our So that's going to pass to. I mean, these work so well together. Alone, these businesses are just fantastic. So the fact that we haven't got we've got the window maker, which is no longer working, which we will now. I made a mod for this map and I can't use it. Is that not terrible? Right, at least we've not lost anything. Okay, so it appears we are very unfortunate that the window business is not. It's not a goer. It really does gripe. That is when you make a mod specifically special for something and then like you can't use it. Yeah. Yeah, it's never been a problem before because obviously with the additional field types I could like go on and on and on and on and create lots of field types and it'll work nicely. I'm surprised that the map maker didn't work with that, so that there was the natural limit. So there's obviously a lot of. I mean, the good thing is, farming wise, there are quite a few additional sort of. So we're gonna have some fun still. It's just that like if the iron was that business, which it was, I'm not mourning the loss. DTAP would have to change the recipe to make me want to do the iron to put this on a new map and start again. It would take that because it's just 90% loss is way too much. It is, because you still got to do the lugging. So you're expecting me to lug for an awful lot, very little gain, and that, I don't mean it nasty, but they're already good recipes. I mean the wood mulch one that we've got is fantastic. It's brilliant. So I'd sooner like not have, if the iron business is a terrible business, is what I'm trying to say is, and I know it is, then why would I saddle myself with a poor business? And that's my real premise. I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm trying to be a businessman. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. I'm putting my business cap on and like go, no, that's just not a viable business. 90% loss is just too bad. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, it's not going to get that little one. Yeah, these are the ones I was talking about. Yeah, this is one of the few ends that actually survived. Giants are obviously doing this thing where they destroy. I can't find the darn thing. Where are you gone? This little bit here. These are the bits that Mr. Sealy P. Oh, okay. Doesn't even recognise it properly, does it? As a. Okay. They're worthless, really, but being as the game still sees them as a something, it does, and that's the problem. It sees them as something, but they've really got no material value. Yeah, so you've got, for your sake, because we're making fields, we've got to like grab them. But yeah, the little ones really are. Oh, he has picking them up. So that other one was perhaps too small. Oh, is it switched already? Seriously? Honestly. Gordon Bennett, you only got a couple of logs. I mean, that's ridiculous. Right, okay, I'm going to have to keep that like that. I apologise for this. And this is... Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? But he should not have switched that quickly. I have no idea why it sort of like triggered the switch with like a couple of logs on, because that's silly. Yeah, definitely. This takes me back. This does. I used to love using, yeah. And again, as you can see, that one log is like already, it's not perfect. Auto loading still has problems that, like, it's not a perfect system. That's what I'm saying. But it does address how tricky this is. Now, I can almost use telehandlers as good, really, but I find it more stressful. It's only the stress side of it that, and I mean the natural stress reaction. I'm not having it, not like saying it's. What I was finding when I realised I'd got high blood pressure was that the forestry caused a natural stress. It was nothing special, so that's not liking that one. Okay, well we'll manually pick it up then, because we don't want to be leaving any wood behind. Oh, let's do that. No, it's not. Oh, it's because it's got a bit of a... Yeah. Well, that's a very crafty trick, Mr. Smith. Yeah, go down the thing and... I like it. It worked nicely. Yeah, it's got a bit of a... They see this as... Again, it's a game. It's a game with a set of rules. It doesn't work right. We know this. So you've got to make allowances. And I have played the game long enough that I know this fact. And I'm not expecting Giants to have made a perfect game or anything like that, because they're imperfect human beings and so therefore cannot do so. It is impossible. So am I expecting perfection? Absolutely not. Of course I accept that like there's going to be bits of leaves and that left on and stuff like that occasionally, because it's just the nature of the beast. You're going to get that one or not? Yes, you are. Brilliant. Let's grab that little one that I probably can't see because it's so hard to see. Even in this short long grass, it's still... yeah, hopefully. Right, smashing. We're getting a little bit full now. Yeah, we are. It'll probably naturally switch soon. But yeah, but that definitely is an improvement. I can honestly say is a long-term, long time. Like, they're not going to pick those up because they've got like bits of... yeah, so he doesn't like the ends as much because it does definitely do this with the ends a little bit too much. Yeah, so if we like slide in like that and then do that, that actually worked. Yeah, but we want to like snap that on. I mean, the other thing that has improved enormously is the log chattering. Anybody who remembers FS19 logging will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, logs didn't like being logs in FS19. Yeah, now that is getting actually high. Yeah, I think we might need to like cheat and snap the... Oh no, we can. Oh, excellent. That was... yeah, that was alright. Brilliant. So we'll grab a couple of extras and then I think we're going. Let's do a bit of chopping. Yeah, so a lot of things have really improved, but there's certain things, a bit like this precision farming malarkey. It's gone on for months now, and it's like, it's just not good. I was quite happy. I was at an impasse where I was like thinking, oh, I love this fertilise once mod. This is brilliant. You know, like, it's a bit like precision farming, only with that. And of course, it's the system all worked, so I was happy trundling along. And then precision farming came out, probably my second favourite mod. And I immediately switched, as you do, and I've been very patient now for at least 3 or 4 months, and I'm like still terribly disappointed to the point where I'm considering switching it off, and that's quite a big thing, really. It is, because it's not... no, that even looks odd. You can't chop it either. It won't let you... okay, will it let me chop it if I do it in super strength mode where it should go red? No, it's not recognising it. Wow. Okay, well that's different. Right, okay. Let's stick that away then. Let's just grab a couple more and then we are gone. So I've got super strength on. So it was on. At least we know that for a fact. So let's just try and get... oh, a couple over here. I don't... yeah, I'll grab those. Or we'll throw them when I'm farming, or throw them on the edge of the thing or something like that. Yeah, I thought it might switch at some point. Might as well do a little bit at the back. There's a bit of room there. Oh, I switched it off as well. It is getting a bit full, I suppose. Yeah, it is. Let's do that as it is and switch it off again. Which it switched it. Yeah. Oh. Right. So then, you can see by the enormity of the task, I really do need to concentrate and like get this lot done. So I am now going to go into the time lapse, having, I think, explained myself reasonably well enough. So the iron ore is a bust. We've given ourselves a cash back. We've got 637,000. We've sold our window business, and we are now going to go on standard things. It is a shame, DTAP, but I'm not prepared to... oh yeah, we need to like undo that. I don't want any store deliveries. That was only to fix something, and next time I buy something, it's going to appear up here. Yeah. I mean, it is true. Yeah, I've got to have it on store deliveries in a way to reset equipment so that you don't have to run all the way down to the store, because that is ridiculous as well, because the reset is part... oh, I knew I was going to do that. It's just going to be a pain. I'm going to have to like be in the middle of the road and then move out the way when traffic comes. And that's what I'm saying. You do get things that cause issues. Just, yeah, the jostling is still there, but just not as bad as it used to be. It really was terrible in FS19. Yeah, your straps were the enemy of many things, like bales. If you left your straps, Mr. Silly P did it a few times, and he used to sort of say the gremlins had been into his bale store, and like all the bales would be smashed everywhere. That was the sort of bad side of the game that really was quite terrible. Yeah, I remember once he did like a manual bale loading to die for. It really must have taken him hours real time to do these bales in this store, and they look beautiful. And then you came the next time, and then like the bale monster had been in and like ripped them all a good and like they were all over the place. And he must have wept inwardly at, you know, like the horror of the situation. But it is yeah, it's an imperfect game. That's got better. That's one thing. I'm going to sort of leave it at that. So some things are still better, but it's just the timeliness of Giants not fixing things which should be fixed, really. Right, so we need to move. No, we need to do that, and yeah, we will keep it. No, because it's the realism element. I'll just switch it on and off like that. It's got to be done. It's a game. It's not imperfect. Things like move around, so you've got to do things like that. Right, so then let's get into that time lapse. Let's get a bit of I don't know if we've got much more stuff ordered. I don't think we have. I think the next set was one of the last things we did, so I think we've pretty much ordered everything so far. We might actually order a few more next sets and things now for second hand. I think if we're going to feature the next set a lot, which we are, then we seriously need to yeah. And obviously we've got if we choose to have another logging sort of section, we could do. We've got the logger. I know it's a long way down at the back, but it's, yeah, with the iron place, but we can soon grab that. Yes, I thought it was onto a winner when I realised that it said about the excavators, but it really didn't care. It was the same for any kind of pickup. Basically, at that point, the iron had broken, so it no longer was iron. Because the amount of field types is wrong, the game sees it as something else because it can't any longer know what it was before. Right, so let's switch this on. I don't think we won't grab these because these have got too much badness on them, so we'll manually grab those at some point. We may get this one. No, it's probably's got a few bits of bobs on it. Yeah, it has. It's not been that one though has. Right, let's get on with a bit of work. So we're actually doing a bit of grafting and not so much chatting. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Seriously? That was lousy. Has it changed position already? Oh my life. One log? Why would you do that? Let's try and lose it. You won't. It's terrible. That's what I say. When you want to lose it, you won't. It like gets trapped in between the two things. It's just a nightmare. Yeah, it is. Right. I'll see you guys and gals on the other side. coming up the time lapse for a minute, I've just been thinking, not being nasty. Now, the one thing that I did learn quite early on of logging in FS19 even was, now obviously I used to sell directly. What you do, there were some lovely sell points that you could do on your map, and I'd like put those right in the middle of my like patch of land, and I'd sell to it. Now obviously we don't want to sell, but the thing is, the sort of game's gone backward a step. Giants have taken those containers where I couldn't find them in the game. I loaded Silverrun just in case it was necessary, and there are no containers that I'm aware of. But if anyone knows I'm wrong, then please call me out. I really would. Yeah, I'd like you to call me out and prove me wrong on that one. But there is a need for and I haven't actually done. I know you can sell, but I'm not sure if you can put them in. But we do need something like a staging point. So what I'm thinking is it might be sort of advisable to put another, and this is to depict a staging point that you, but I've got to work within the framework of the game, so it's not quite as simple as, oh, let's just, because if I design, and again I could actually, I suppose, do something like a one and alter it slightly, so because once it's inside the production, then it can be thrown around the game and it could be sent over to the other. So I suppose I could modify a, but for now what I'm trying to do is just sort of, you know, show what we need to do. So we need then a bit higher. Will we recognise it? Fantastic bit. Sawmill. Yeah, all we need to do is grab the wood, stick it in, and I presume, let's save the game. Yeah, let's be sensible and hope that it was kind to me. We've put two, it's the transport. I recognise, I've always said this, and I keep saying it's over and over again, location, location, location. It's why I always build productions on my land and don't travel halfway across the map to them, because it's like the worst thing you can do. That's why companies build distribution like networks, because they recognise the fact that it's a sensible thing to do. So if we stick the sawmill, we've got all of our, we need to clear the land of a bit of wood chips, or we're going to destroy all of the hard work we've done with the wood chips. So that's what we need to do. But it might be that I could modify one of these and like put one in and call it a wood staging point. I'm quite sure I'm up to the task of that. I did the, it's weird, isn't it? Well, obviously I said, I've not been doing much modding, and then I made a mod specially, but I had the right frame of mind on the time that I did it, when I did the glass factory, so I did it. But I think we're going to have to do it. So that really means we need to change our tack. We need to bring the, right, let's grab a tractor and let's do this ready for next session, because I've not got much longer left to do. That will be the harvest ahead. No, it can't be a biggie. And the T-Wolf's fast. That's what I like about the T-Wolf. It's not because I'm trying to favour it for any other reason. It's fast. It's also perfect for the woods, because it's got such a low body. I was like thinking, wow, you know, although you pick this sort of randomly, this would be to remember if you were doing a bit of logging. This, because it's such a low body, the wood overhang doesn't cause issues like it does with most tractors, because it's very low. I mean, it did cause a bit. We had to chop the odd one, but not. There were many that I got away with due to the low form factor of this beautiful tractor. Swell machine. To call it a tractor is a bit, it's not really a tractor, is it? It's a bit of a, well, what I suppose, and that I suppose is it. When you say what is a tractor, well, a tractor is a front and a back 3-point link, or even just a back 3-point link, and that is a tractor on a vehicle. The bottom line is the form factor we're all expecting. That's different. Oh it is down here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The other thing is, I sort of was thinking as I was like working, I was thinking the stones though didn't perform. So I think not only is the iron not right, but that massive pile of stones that could be unique, because he called it stone piles. On the map loading screen, there's those stone piles, iron, American sawgrass, and something else. And I thought, yeah, but is this then a unique field type, the stones. That's why Pro Loops could not figure it out and like couldn't do it. And I thought that's probably right. Yeah, we want that. And we'll tell the class to follow. No, we'll leave a tractor down here. It might be useful, to be honest. Yeah, the skid steer, I don't know if you noticed, I'd sort of hung its head in the corner because it just could not do the job. So I like put its face in the corner, as we were always taught at school, if you're bad. Yeah, it's not really. I could use a skid steer. I just need to. Yeah, the one thing I am sort of coming around to is that the advantages of the ethereal bale spikes come. Yeah, all of that system, the ethereal system of grabbing things instead of the physical, where you physical. The system obviously that Giants developed of like I'm trying to think of the right word, pallet forks. Yeah, now it was always buggy and like you hit things wrong, and it really needed to be perfectly level to work. Now, as we proved here, that's very rare that you get that. Almost all maps have got undulations, so the game is sort of set only for perfectly leveling places, which means you really do need, if you're going to do proper like grabbing from a pallet fork, it needs to be perfectly level, and that's never going to happen. Very, very rarely, unless you control it, and then it may happen. But the ethereal ones come from a different sort of perspective. So although they cause problems of their own, the problems they cause are less than the problems, in my personal opinion, the problems that a standard solid pallet fork causes. So going forwards, it's sort of like, it was that moment when I did do it with that I thought, well, that just emphasizes exactly how bad, you know, using a solid pallet fork is. And I thought, going forwards, I think I need to learn my lesson, really. So we need to clear an area sort of in the middle-ish, I think will be better. And then we're going to get this thing down. So I would say 28 is probably pretty much in the middle of the land. You know, yeah, it is. It's dead center. So if we aim for the number, we'll switch this on at that point and clear a bit of an area of wood chips. But we've got to be clear of logs as well. I don't know, but we can clear the logs. So it just means, yeah, we need to clear the wood chips to put the logs down. I'd say not too far here. And then we can just like, yes, there's a lot of piles, but they're only tiny little amounts, as we can see actually. So this is not a bad thing to do in this area. Well, the one bad thing about this is it's obviously fairly low, so therefore, yeah, we're not going to get a lot from this, are we? But yeah, it's every bit helps. I suppose when you consider this wood, really it's a refuse in a way. Normally a logger wouldn't actually grab this, and yet we have, so it's quite useful. Aha, we're full. Right, brilliant. Okay. So then I would imagine we should now be able to, yeah, let's go and clean up the area so we can put a staging point in. So we're aiming for the number. Are we in the right place? Oh, I've just moved it. Oh, we weren't. It did actually move as well. Right, okay. So we also need a production silo for the, yeah, grabbing, putting everything in like that. So we're about here. So we need to start switching it on now. Slowly. Yeah, the trick is with this, that's one thing I did figure out. If you're going even at about 10 mile an hour, I think that's what makes it decide to trigger and to go to the other position, is if you like go past it a bit too quick, it suddenly like moves to the back. It's a bit temperamental. That's what I'm saying. It's not a perfect system, but it works fairly well. It does, I've got to be honest. whoever like thought of the auto load system, it was a bit of genius, really. Well, I suppose it's got to be Giants because we're all tapping into Giant systems. That's the thing you've got to remember. As a modder, it teaches you that more than anything. That you can only do what the game allows you to do, really, and that really is true. Right, brilliant. So let's go. Yeah, we need to be like clearing a specific area. This is where the wood chips have gone, though, aren't they? Oh, was that? No, it's obviously some of them still look a little bit like. Now, have we cleared enough room? We've left some wood chips here. Oh, there's a bit of room there behind us, so that looks alright. Let's just like clear a bit. And here. And yeah, this has also got. Still got wood chips, so we need to really be going for the bits where we cleared the wood chips. I think there's enough room to do just there. I do. Let's just get a few of these out as well. We need to clear a way for ourselves too. Yeah, I thought I've got to work with the system. The system's all about like distribution. So even though we're going to put this one down just as a distribution network, I might change it and actually modify it so that it really is just a building for. And it's going to be rough. I've said this all along. The mods I'm making, because I'm doing content too, I haven't got the time that someone who is just doing a placeable, like Biggins does mods. That's what Biggins does. It's not creating content as well. Well, my main part-time job, you could say, is to create content. So I create mods. And I cheat a little. I've said that all along. Like all of my mods have not gotten inside to the buildings and all that type of stuff. It doesn't mean to say I never will, but I've got to do lots of mods. I've done lots of unique field types, lots of things like that, and I can't do lots if I have to pay attention to the details that all the modders have actually are doing. Let's just grab a few on the back as well. Oh, I switched it off as well. It does do that. Yeah. Does actually work all right, and then it leaves it. It's really weird, right? It switches it off because it says it's full, and then like you switch it back on, and it then stays on like forever. It's just crazy how it works. It like never switches off. Then it's like really, it goes from one extreme to another. Right, so then this can be the set of logs that we test this theory with, because at the minute it's all a theory. Right, so then let's have a look for one area where we have cleared the wood chips away, which is about. Oh, there's a wooden log there. Of course there is. Of course there's a wooden log. It's hard to say where the wood. Yeah, there's loads of wood chips still there. It's like only picked. Now that there looks particularly clear, but the game will tell us. Oh, it's bigger than you think. Yeah. Okay. Is there any area here at all that we have actually managed to clear wood chips enough? No. Now, could we put a production silo down to put the wood chips in? That also is not a terrible idea. Yeah, so again, do we go for a staging point? But really, it is true. It really needs to be a fairly good staging point too. So there was some at 47,000. I can't remember at the beginning or the end. Yeah, I mean, I've made all of these because the models are the same, if slightly different. That's the huge. I think we just need a production silo, which is the 27,000 one. Yeah, I don't need to be that big. Because it is a whopper. It really is a ginormous monster of a thing. Enhanced cement bionic. It does look like that a little. Like a spinny. There we go. Production silo, finally. It's got to be somewhere. Surely where I've cleared. Aha. Okay. We have a winner. We do. So we'll stick that there. And we will be very careful not to destroy our. And we will stick that all there. She was the T-Wolf indeed. We can stick that. Oh, it was actually right near it. Okay, so let's stick this in here. And then we'll do a bit more and we'll stick the thing. And then I think that it's not a bad place to leave it, really. Yeah, obviously we've sort of swapped tacks a little. Fantastic. And obviously, oh, this is a temporary building because obviously this is to clear the land. And I would imagine not being nasty that in real life, it's got to be done something like that. This are going to be temporary buildings that are put up that, again, are going to be taken down in time. So, yeah, this is exactly the same. It's only a temporary production site. Oh, to make something like that, I suppose no, it's good enough as it is. It's that, I mean, it is true. I mean, you'd build them far less. Now, that is a very, very small stump. That was obviously, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, obviously, it's good in a way if you do them like that, but then in another way, it causes issues because it's too small and you can't see it, especially in American soil grass. It's true. I did say to DTAPGAMING that obviously the logger in you're all taught, don't waste, like don't go long. And anybody who's, you form these things into habits, like as in like you'd sort of train yourself, yeah, well I can't waste, like I've got to do this properly, I can't like waste, like the logs, because it's the business. That's that's what you're aiming to do. So therefore, I can't like cut long all the time. I think I missed one there. Yeah, I did. It's just, I'm sure there's plenty lying around. He says as he doesn't find a single sausage more, because he has actually done this area better than he thought. Okay, let's go a bit further afield then. There's too many logs. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. Then I'm going to make a right mess for the logger. Come on, we can fill this. Here we go. Here's some more. Brilliant. That's it. We're full. Ooh, log. I think. Yeah, I saw a log. A stump, sorry. A log. I saw plenty of logs. They're all over the place. It was a stump, I meant. Yeah, so these little end pieces are still in a way going to cause issues, which obviously giants are trying to sort of, they've figured that out themselves. Yeah, Mr. CLP used to pick them all up. He'd have like 30 in his like truck, and then he'd like take them to market, and he'd get like $50 or pounds, and you're like, huh? That's because they're sort of like more like a placeholder than they are an actual. Right, somebody's not repaired as well. It'd be the mover. We need to do that. It's not fair. Right, so I think we're probably can afford now to put down next door the temporary. I mean, as I said, really, this is a depiction of something to save us having to run all the way down the other end of the map, which is wasting a lot of time. If I can just go pick them up, drop them, pick them up, drop them, that is definitely the better way to go. So this is more like a staging point where another... again, the game can't do everything. Some of it's depictions where... that's better. Where the side is that we're going to need to go, though. Well, we can... Yeah, we can, like, pick it up again. Let's have a look. Let's also, like, do a little bit of, like, levelling, because we picked all the wood chips up, so no softening. Yeah. Okay, that's more than you thought. Oh, that edge, I can see that's going to be nasty already. Shouldn't muck around with it too much, really. We're going to do, yeah, whoa. That's, God and Benny, that is bad. Yeah, we need to like level that entire area from about there, I should say. Yeah, it's not a bad guess. And then up there like that. And then it's going to take that we did. Like, brilliant. That's about right. So now you've got to just touch the edges, though, otherwise you just undo all that you've done. There's a real art to this, which I haven't mastered yet. I'm getting better, definitely, but it's still not perfect. Right, and let's have a look. Let's turn zone markers on and let's have a quick look at this. And then this is for next session where we're really going to hit this very, very hard. I did envisage us finishing this entire field. No way did I. No, it's way too much. So where do we like sell the wood? Where do we like drop it on this? I think I've done this the complete wrong way. It's there. Doesn't say there's no sell wood malarkey. I know we're not. Yeah, it should really still be sell wood. So how does this work then? That's obviously the wood chip area. And okay, so we could stick wood in. So it's got only 150,000 litres storage. That's not going to take long, is it? It's about 4 or 5 few things, and then we can shift it. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. And again, I could modify one of these. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean I'm going to nick this mod as... I don't know if this is Giants or what, but I'm not... Yeah, I'm going to, like, work on it myself. But the actual mod, what it's built upon, that premise, I could... Well, I was going to use this one to begin with. And then, yeah, like, see what I need to do. Because I don't do logging very often. That's my point. So I don't really know how we actually drop the logs. Well, we do have a lorry with a set of logs in it at this very minute, not too far away. Yeah, literally. Like, you know, less than 10 seconds away. Where do we stick this? Looks to me very much like in that yellow box here where it's got the dump sign. Does it do it itself or do you have to... I can't... Is it... Do you have to go inside to like... Oh, no, it does it itself. Very clever. I like it. Yes, now that is something else. It is. Now that's a piece of beauty. It's not liking that log. Oh, here's the one left. It's just like... hide him. No. Hide him. Oh, there's 2 bits. So it's not liking those. Oh, no, it did it. It did it. Just patience. Yay, fantastic. So how much did we do in that now? Sawmill, we want to... I'd have to modify this so that wood becomes a product. You know, not a... Because at the minute, you can there's a bit of a swizzle you can do. We can't really tell wood because this does things with wood, but it doesn't recognise wood as an outgoing... Yeah, as a modder, you often get this thing where it goes, oh, it's not an outgoing product. And well, no, it's not. The wood's an incoming material. So I'd need to make wood to make this into a production slide. So this isn't going to work unless I did modify it or something similar. So I will have a look at this and see if I can modify a Giants one and have a go for next session. So that's not going to work, but we've got stuff in it, so I'm not going to waste it. I'd have to leave it here as a placeholder and then shift the stuff on the XML to somewhere else, which is another thing I could do. But that to me is too much like cheating. I don't mind to save the loss of wood logs that we've just done and put in there. That's fair dues because we're not cheating. We've got 33,000 litres that we actually worked hard to do, so that's not cheating. But like, yeah, the rest of it would be. I mean, it is, I suppose, can I modify a production silo to actually have the... And I need to do some work on that. Why have I got the thing right in the body there? I did this once before. Yeah. It does still work, as you can see. But, yeah, I've warped it somehow. So this is almost working there now. This one actually works. I need to just fix my self-sufficiency. So I feel there's got to be a modding session done where I need to like do this before I come back on the map, before we do this type of thing. And I'll have some sort of a building that I will do myself. Well, it's not like I've not done my sheds now. I could use the same sort of thing and a roof and all the rest of it. I've got nice roofs, nice sides. This is only a building with sides and doors. I know how to grab a door because they have doors in these models all the time. So, yeah, I've not had any working doors yet, and I don't intend to make this working. So I bet this modder. No, a lot of people don't have working doors. It's a bit of a window dress, isn't it, on almost all of them. If the modder really pays, I mean, Omatana has done lots of ones inside. She's, and a few of them do. Biggins, I think it has also got that. They are real artists, and that's what I'm saying. Whereas I'm coming as a gamer, where I just want to make it look like it's real. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm not aiming for you to ever go inside and see that there's nothing in there. It's a window dressing. The machinery is supposed to be in there. That's all that we're trying to do. Authenticity, really, that it looks right. Because not many people, if you ever go in a building like that, you're going to do it once, and then you're going to come out, and all of my effort to do that is just that initial thing. And then, I've done it with one of the giant spoons. Lovely, cute little, the small set of... it's got a really beautiful building, one of the little ones that Giants did. Have I taken them out now? No, you can't, can you? Yeah, these... Not the grain drying. It's the standard 36s that this, obviously I always gloss by because I've done my own. Yeah, one of these was really... This one, the tailor shop. It's beautiful inside. I've been in there once. Do I ever pay attention of what is in there again? Sort of, from a distance, and it looks nice because they've obviously given you windows so you can see in, so you can always see their hard work like that, and it looks really good. But most people don't do windows or do little windows and obscure it for the fact that you're not supposed to see. Ooh, what happened there? Just that. Yeah, so you're not supposed to see inside because they don't want you to see that there's nothing inside that building, really. Or they do those like parallelogram jobbies. Yeah, no, that has got something inside. So yeah, it's they're not, but it's not a lot. It's not the machinery that is not really in there. I don't think. No. Anyway, I'm tired, so I'm like gabbing about nothing. So right, that all is down for now. Both of these are down for now, but they will obviously not be here for a long time. This is just as a staging point to grab our wood chips. We'll send the wood chips on to our business that really is a business. Yeah, so that is asking for them. So we now need to tell the production silo, the one we've just done, which is the one with wood chips. Now, that's the other thing we ought to do, is we ought to name this. Yeah, so we know what it is. So it's forest, we'll call it the forest pea silo. Brilliant. That'll do nicely. Excellent. So it should now. Yeah, this is something that never used to work like this. Giants, you had to come out of the game and come back in again because I used to think it didn't work, but now it does it straight away. So Giants are making some changes that I think are quite good. Another thing to note that is good is this. Yeah, when you do this, it shows you all of those zone markers and everything, where it's going to be. That is very useful. A little tiny detail, but I've got to be honest, it's massive. It is. It's got a huge impact. So, right, yeah, and that's it. And on that note, I am going to say my goodbyes because it's nearly time to go to work. Yeah, so all that remains to be said is we are going to continue with the Let's Play, but we're not doing iron yet. So, and I don't think we're doing the stone because I think the stone's the same as the iron. That you can't have any additional fill types, or else it's going to break the map. Well, I'd sooner have additional fill types. To be honest, I've never known a map maker to try to herd me down this track where I can't use, what they're saying is you've got to just have the map and a few chosen mods. You can't have this, that, and the other. And it's not how it works. Yeah, I'll play your map, but if you want me to not play with all my favourite mods, that's a big ask, and it's going to be a big no from me. Yeah, so all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you can stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.